Many of us have this sense, don't we, that there's just more potential locked away in our minds than we actually use day to day.
Absolutely. We wonder if we're really tapping into its full power.
Exactly. And what if there was like a systematic way to consciously get to those deeper levels of awareness?
Hmm.
Not just, to chill out, but to really tackle problems, nail your goals, maybe even boost your intuition.
Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're exploring the Silva method.
Right, this mind training system developed by Jose Silva, a self-taught genius apparently.
He really was. Spent 22 years researching how to make the human mind work more productively. It's quite a story.
So our mission for this deep dive.
It's really to get into the core idea, this alpha level. That's the state of mind where your creativity and intuition are supposedly amplified.
Okay.
And then we'll look at some practical, time-tested techniques you can actually use to tap into those resources yourself.
Sounds like there could be some real aha moments coming up.
Get ready for them. Because honestly, what you learn here could genuinely change how you approach, well, pretty much everything. Challenges, opportunities, the lot.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Starting with the basics, the core concepts, this alpha level advantage. What exactly is it? How's it different from just being awake?
Right. So the alpha level is about a specific brainwave frequency. We're talking roughly 7 to 14 cycles per second.
Okay, slower than normal waking.
Exactly. It's different from our usual beta level. That's when we're alert, focused outside ourselves, you know. And it's also different from theta, which is that sort of twilight zone right before you fall asleep.
And what's special about being an alpha?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. At the alpha level, the two sides of your brain, the logical left and the creative, intuitive right, they start working together much better, more harmoniously.
Hemisphere synchronization. That sounds significant. What does that actually feel like, or what difference might you notice?
People often report feeling calmer, but also more focused. It's like the mental chatter dies down. And your brain seems better able to make these new connections. So you get more creative ideas, maybe clearer decisions.
So you actually feel wiser, more capable.
In a way, yes. Wiser, more insightful. Problems that felt really tangled up in beta can suddenly seem clearer, more manageable.
Right.
It really empowers you to solve things and reach goals more easily. Kind of shows we can access way more than that old, 10% brain power myth suggested.
Yeah, that one's been debunked, hasn't it?
Thoroughly. This is about using more of your mind and, crucially, using it in a special way.
And the story behind this, Jose Silva, tell us a bit about him. What got him started on this path?
Yeah, it's a fascinating story. He started way back in 1944, and he's completely self-taught, no fancy degrees, just elementary school, I think.
Wow.
But incredibly curious and determined, an autodidact. What kicked it all off was wanting to help his own kids do better in school.
Just a dad trying to help his children learn?
Pretty much. He started experimenting with mental training techniques, hypnosis initially, I believe, then moved beyond that, watching how it affected their grades, their confidence.
And he kept refining it?
For years.
Yeah.
He perfected the method and finally launched it publicly in 1966. His whole approach was very result-oriented, very practical. Reminds you of figures like Benjamin Franklin or Edison, tinkerers, observers, focused on what works.
Despite not having the usual academic background.
Exactly. And it clearly resonated.
It seems so. It's pretty widespread now, isn't it?
Oh, hugely. Millions of people practice it, apparently, in over 100 countries, taught in like 30 languages.
Incredible, all from that initial impulse to help his kids.
Yeah. It wasn't some big university project, just his dedication and observation proving itself through results.
So, okay, someone listening is intrigued. They want to try accessing this alpha state. Where do they start? What's the first step?
It all begins with conscious relaxation. That's the gateway. The Silva method has specific techniques to guide you there, and the idea is to make it easy and quick with practice.
Like what kind of techniques?
Well, one common one is the 3-to-1 method. You take a deep breath, close your eyes, and mentally say and visualize the number 3, 3 times.
Okay.
Then take another breath, say and visualize 2, 3 times. Then one more breath, 1, 3 times. Each number is associated with deeper relaxation.
Simple enough.
Or there are countdowns, mentally counting down from 10 to 1 or even 5 to 1, letting yourself go deeper with each number.
And the physical setup.
Find somewhere comfortable, sit or lie down. Close your eyes, focus on your breathing, consciously relax your body. Maybe picture a peaceful scene. The goal is to train yourself to slip into that state easily whenever you choose. It's about taking control of your own mental state.
Okay, so once you've got a handle on reaching alpha, let's talk tools. Practical stuff for everyday life. Where should we begin?
A really fundamental one is the mental screen.
Mental screen.
Yeah, imagine like a big movie screen, but inside your mind, blank. It's a primary tool for setting and achieving goals.
Yeah.
The idea is you project onto this screen what you want, and you can instantly correct anything that isn't quite right in your mental picture.
So visualization. But you mentioned something specific about how to visualize, not the steps, but the end result.
Exactly. That's key. You visualize the goal in its final, fully realized form.
Why is that so important? Most goal-setting advice tells you to break it down.
Right. But here, by focusing intensely on the outcome, really feeling it, seeing it as already done, you're essentially programming your subconscious.
Ah, okay.
It makes your mind more alert to opportunities, resources, solutions that align with that end goal. It primes you for action, and your mind starts figuring out the intermediate steps, often subconsciously.
So if I want a new job.
Don't visualize the interview nerves. Visualize yourself doing the job, feeling satisfied, maybe even seeing that first paycheck hitting your bank account. Feel the success.
Got it. And the screen isn't just for goals.
No, it's great for memory, too. Say you've lost your keys.
Happens all the time.
You can go to your alpha level, bring up your mental screen, and replay the last time you remember having them. Visualize the surroundings, what you were doing. Often, the location just pops back into your mind.
Because the memory is there, just not easily recalled.
Precisely. The mind doesn't really forget. Recall is the issue. The screen helps access it.
That's super practical. Okay, what about this three fingers technique? Sounds almost like a magic trick.
Huh. It does sound a bit like that, but it's grounded in conditioning. It's very simple. You just bring the tips of your thumb and first two fingers together on either hand.
Just touching the fingertips.
Yep. You program this gesture while you're at your alpha level. You practice associating this physical action with that deep state of awareness.
So it becomes a trigger.
Exactly. Becomes an anchor. So later, when you're not an alpha, doing the three fingers gesture instantly helps shift your mind back towards that deeper level.
And what's the benefit of that quick shift?
It leads to stronger mental programming if you're trying to reinforce a goal or affirmation, and much easier recall of information learned or programmed while in alpha. They call it a speed learning device.
Speed learning. How so?
If you study material while using the technique or while in alpha, using the fingers later can help you access that information more readily, like during a test.
Interesting.
And you can also program it for specific states, like programming it to help you stay calm and collected in stressful situations. Just make the gesture, take a breath, and feel that programmed calmness kick in. Some say it recirculates energy within you too.
Okay, from a quick gesture to something that sounds much more elaborate. The mental laboratory and expert counselors. What's that about?
This is a really creative and powerful tool for problem solving and tapping into intuition. You literally imagine creating your own ideal workspace in your mind.
My own mental lab.
Your own mental lab, equipped with anything you might need. Filing cabinets that contain all known information, tools, maybe a clock and calendar to orient yourself in time for specific problems. Whatever feels right for you.
And the counselors.
Then you invite two expert counselors into this lab. These can be people you admire, living or historical, or even purely imaginary figures who represent wisdom or specific expertise to you.
And they give you advice.
They act as your link, your connection point to what Silva called higher intelligence or your own deeper intuition. You pose your problem or question to them in your lab.
Okay.
You ask for guidance or information, and then you kind of let go and trust the insights or ideas that surface. You're essentially figuring out the answers yourself, but using these counselors as a focus point to access deeper wisdom.
So it's a structured way to access your own intuition guided by these symbolic figures.
That's a great way to put it. It's about using your imagination to unlock solutions you might not reach through purely logical thinking. It's about personal growth, guided from within.
Fascinating. Now, how does the mirror of the mind technique fit in? It sounds similar to the mental screen, but maybe more focused.
It is similar, but it's specifically structured for transforming a problem into a solution. Very effective.
How does it work?
Okay, you go to your level, bring up your mental screen. Then on that screen, you visualize a full-length mirror.
Got it, a mental mirror.
First step. In that mirror, you create a clear image of the problem. Let's say it's fear of public speaking.
Yeah.
You see yourself nervous, stumbling over words, and you frame this image in blue.
Blue frame for the problem, okay.
Study it, understand it, acknowledge it. Then you mentally erase that image. You shift the mirror slightly to your left on the mental screen, and you change the frame color to bright white.
White frame for the solution.
Exactly. And in that white frame mirror, you create and project the image of the solution. You see yourself speaking confidently, engagingly, enjoying it. Really feel the positive outcome.
So blue problem, white solution. Why those specific colors? Is there a meaning?
It's partly mnemonic, helps you remember the steps and separate the states clearly. But there's symbolism too. Blue is often seen as cool, analytical good for objectively looking at the problem.
Right.
White represents purity, clarity, a clean slate, the desired outcome, the solution taking form.
And you can use this for anything.
Pretty much anything where you have a clear problem and a desired solution. Overcoming fears, as we said. Getting rid of guilt. You can replay a past situation in the white mirror as you wish it had happened. Boosting assertiveness, achieving career goals.
It sounds like cutting through the complexity.
That's the idea. Like cutting a Gordian knot. Instead of endlessly analyzing the problem, you define it blue, then shift focus entirely to programming the solution. White, trusting your mind to bridge the gap.
These visualization techniques seem powerful. Does this extend to physical health? Mind over matter type stuff?
Absolutely. That's a significant area of application for the Silva method.
How so?
Well, it's been adapted by medical professionals. Dr. O. Carl Simon, a cancer specialist mentioned in Silva's work, observed that patients with positive, optimistic attitudes often had better outcomes, even spontaneous remissions sometimes.
So the method helps cultivate that positive mindset.
Yes, through visualization. For instance, visualizing the illness, but then visualizing the treatment working effectively. And, crucially, visualizing your body's own immune system as strong, powerful, and overcoming the disease. Getting the body winning again, as they put it.
Directing the body's healing process with the mind.
That's the principle. And there's also pain control, a technique called glove anesthesia.
Glove anesthesia.
You learn to create a feeling of numbness or insensibility, like coldness or tingling in one hand, like putting on an invisible glove.
Okay.
Then once you can reliably create that feeling in your hand, you can mentally transfer that numb sensation to other parts of your body where you're experiencing pain, helping to alleviate it. Some even report using it to control minor bleeding.
Wow, that's quite direct mind-body influence. What about habits? Things like quitting smoking or losing weight.
Yes, habit control is another major application. The mirror of the mind is great for this.
How would that work for, say, weight loss?
You could use the mirror blue frame showing your current state or problem habits, white frame showing you at your ideal weight, healthy, energetic, making good food choices.
Right.
Or you could program yourself directly at your level, maybe vividly visualizing problem foods and mentally overlaying a big red X or no over them, or strongly visualizing and feeling the benefits of being at your goal weight.
And for smoking?
Similar principles. You could program delays. I'll wait 10 more minutes before my first cigarette. You could program yourself to change brands constantly to break the automatic association, or use the mirror to see yourself as a non-smoker, free and healthy, setting a future date for stopping completely. It's about using conscious programming to override subconscious patterns.
It really seems to cover a lot of ground.
Right.
What about just everyday life improvements? Sleep, dreams, managing thoughts?
Definitely. There are techniques for all of those. Sleep and awake control is a popular one.
You mean setting your own internal alarm clock?
Pretty much. Before sleep, go to your level. Visualize a clock face showing the time you want to wake up. Really impress it on your mind with intent. Then you find they wake up naturally, right on time.
No more jarring alarms.
Potentially. And you can also use it to energize yourself if you're feeling drowsy and need to stay alert for a bit longer.
Like if you're driving.
Well, yes, but the crucial caveat there is always pull over safely first if you're driving drowsy. Don't rely on this instead of safety measures. But yes, you can give yourself a mental boost.
Good point. And dreams, you can control those too.
Control might be too strong a word, but you can certainly influence and utilize them.
Yeah.
You can train yourself to remember your dreams simply by setting that intention before sleep. And you can even program yourself to have a dream that provides insight or answers to a specific problem you're working on. You state the problem before sleep, ask for a dream solution, and expect it. Dreams are seen as a powerful communication channel.
That taps into the subconscious quite directly. What about managing negative self-talk? We all do it.
Oh yeah, that internal critic can be loud. The Silva method calls this mental house cleaning.
I like that phrase.
When you catch yourself thinking or saying something negative or limiting like, oh, he gives me such a headache or I'll never be able to do this,
Yeah.
you mentally shout, Cancel, cancel.
Just like that. Cancel, cancel.
Yep. Interrupt the pattern immediately. And then crucially, you replace it with a positive affirmation, something constructive and empowering. Because the mind, especially at deeper levels, tends to take statements quite literally. You need to feed it positive programming.
Consciously overriding the negative loops.
Exactly. And there's one more really simple technique, the glass of water technique.
Ah, yes, you mentioned that. Sounds almost too simple.
It does. But it's an old technique Silva incorporated for problem solving. Before bed, you fill a glass with water.
Okay.
You drink about half of it while focusing on a problem you need a solution for. You state the problem, mentally or aloud, and basically tell your mind you want guidance. You set the intention to receive the answer, perhaps in a dream or as an insight upon waking.
And then?
Place the glass by your bed. When you wake up, first thing, you drink the rest of the water, expecting the solution or clarity to come. The act of drinking the water serves as a physical anchor for the mental intention.
It's like setting a specific request to your subconscious.
Precisely. A simple ritual to focus your problem-solving intention.
This is all incredibly compelling. It makes you wonder about the why behind it. Is there some kind of larger intelligence these methods are tapping into? What was Silva's view on that?
That's a really central part of the philosophy, actually. Silva's work definitely suggests we're connecting to something bigger.
Bigger how?
Well, it aligns with ideas from researchers like David Wilcox or Rupert Sheldrake, who talk about a source field or a vast matrix of intelligence. The idea that the universe isn't just empty space, but interconnected consciousness.
So we're part of this field.
Exactly, we're expressions of this source energy. And the Silva method proposes that by accessing these deeper mental states, like alpha, we become more receptive to this universal intelligence, this interconnectedness. We expand our perception.
So things like intuition, ESP, clairvoyance, they're not seen as weird or supernatural in this context.
None at all. They're viewed as perfectly natural human abilities. Just abilities that are significantly enhanced when we operate at the alpha level, when our minds are quieter and more tuned into subtle information.
Interesting.
Silva pointed to experiments like Cleve Baxter's work, with plants suggesting primary perception, where plants seem to react to thoughts or intentions at a distance.
Right, the lie detector tests on plants.
That kind of thing. Hints at a non-local connection, a shared consciousness that we're usually just not aware of in our busy beta-dominated lives.
And it seems there's a strong ethical foundation here, too. It's not just about getting what you want.
Oh, absolutely fundamental. A core principle is using these abilities for the betterment of humanity.
Serving humanity better.
Yes, and making this a better world to live in.
Yeah.
It's not just a nice suggestion. It's woven into the practice. The emphasis is always on constructive, creative, positive applications.
So, no using it for selfish gain against others.
The teachings explicitly state you cannot use these techniques to harm anyone, including yourself. It's geared towards positive, honest, clean, beneficial outcomes. Cultivating unselfishness is part of it.
So if someone tries all these techniques, follows the steps, what's the real key to making it work? Is it just practice?
Practice is vital, yes. But connecting back to that larger intelligence idea, 3 things are consistently highlighted as crucial.
Okay, what are they?
Desire, belief, and expectation.
Desire, belief, expectation.
You need the genuine desire for the outcome to happen. You need this solid belief that it can happen, that it's possible, and you need the confident expectation that it will happen.
So doubt is the enemy.
Pretty much. Skepticism, doubt they can act like blockers.
Yeah.
Your mind, especially in these deeper states, is like a computer without critical judgment. It takes your strongest input. So if your input is mixed with doubt, the results can be blocked or diluted. Positive programming needs that foundation of desire, belief, and expectation to really take root and manifest.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered a lot, how the Silva method offers this systematic way to get into deeper mental states.
Right. Tapping into capabilities we often leave dormant.
And providing these really practical tools, the screen, the mirror, the fingers, the lab, for everything from memory and goals to problem solving, even health and habits.
It really emphasizes that you're not just a passive observer in your life. You're a co-creator. You're learning to use more of your mind and use it in that special, more effective manner we talked about.
It really is empowering when you think about it like that.
It truly is. Just imagine the potential if you start consciously engaging your mind this way. You really do have the ability to gain more control over your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately the direction of your life by working with this deeper intelligence.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to maybe mull over. That provocative thought,
Let's hear it.
Consider those moments in life that seem like impossible coincidences, just pure luck.
We've all had them.
Well, Jose Silva himself apparently once won $10,000 in the Mexican lottery. He said he dreamt the numbers the night before. He called it higher intelligence lending a hand.
Interesting anecdote.
So the thought is, what coincidences, what seemingly lucky breaks might your higher intelligence arrange for you as you begin to practice these techniques and consciously direct your mind, not just for yourself, but for the betterment of the world around you too? What might start showing up?